So, we all like rampant speculation. You like rampant speculation. I like rampant speculation. Everybody loves rampant speculation. Hey guys, Dimebot here, and let's speculate on some Overwatch stuff. So, recently, a couple of Redditors, let's see, Funyun Knight and Zardy, Xardde. I don't know, probably butchered that one, but they have dug through the PTR and found some really interesting voice and sound files. Now, there's, I don't know, I think they said about 20k of them. We're not going to go through all of them, otherwise this video would last you till, the end of the year. But we are going to take a look at a couple that I find rather interesting, or a listen, as it were, and maybe speculate about what they could possibly mean. Of course, we'll probably be wrong about most of it, but, whatever. So, first off, let's talk about maybe a hint of a couple new maps. Right, so, if you listen to Reinhardt here, you'll actually hear him make a comment about Oktoberfest.
Oktoberfest! My favorite time of year! Now where are my lederhosen?
Followed by this.
Do I have time for a currywurst?
Now, we know that Reinhardt is from Germany, and Overwatch maps tend to be based around locales that the different characters are from, such as Gibraltar for Winston, you have Dorado, you have King's Row for Tracer. So, I guess Dorado is probably the Sombra map, is the one that they're using for that, although it was in Soldier 76's trailer, but definitely King's Row for Tracer. So it's a theme. You've got Hanamura for Genji and Hanzo. And it would make sense to have a Reinhardt map be set in Germany, particularly down around the Black Forest region, because I believe his bio says he's from Stuttgart, and Oktoberfest would be a very fitting thing. So maybe a Oktoberfest-themed map, maybe a castle. There's a lot of stuff here. There's also this one from Reinhardt, which is kind of sobering, actually.
Many of my comrades fell in battle here. May they rest in peace.
So that could be a reference to a battle that Reinhardt has fought in the past. We know that there was, the big Omnic War, so that could possibly be what it's referring to. So I'm thinking maybe a Stuttgart map, some type of German map. That would be certainly very interesting. Oktoberfest would make sense, so would some type of castle. So, yeah, kind of an interesting possibility. There's also one for Diva, which seems to indicate that there may be possibly a Korean map.
I will defend my country!
So as you know, Diva is a former StarCraft player and streamer who is turned into a mech pilot for the Korean Defense Forces. So, her saying, I will defend my country, may be a reference to a Korean map. It's possible. Now, moving on from that, there's a couple other things that are kind of interesting. A few announcer things. So there's been a lot of speculation that they're going to change the play of the game system, and I think there may be a couple lines in there that would indicate this. So you listen to this.
Lifesaver.
So Lifesaver, and then you have this one, which is
Sharpshooter.
So these could be different intros for play of the game. Lifesaver, maybe a giant Mercy Res, and Sharpshooter, possibly a really nice Widowmaker shot or a really long-range McCree snipe, something like that. So that's possibly what that is. Who knows? It could be for something else, but it seems like it might be for play of the game intros. Now, there's also a few other announcer things that I want to listen to real quick. So you have this one, which is the announcer saying,
Welcome to Season 4.
Now, this one maybe not so much of a stretch. We know that the competitive play is going to be broken up into seasons, so if this announcer is saying, welcome to Season 1, Season 2, Season 3, Season 4, that would make perfect sense. And then there is this.
Seasonal rewards unlocked.
So, seems like the announcer is going to have something to say whenever you finish a season and you get some rewards. We know that there are going to be rewards aside from just the competitive play points. Not 100% sure what they all are yet, but certainly interesting that they have that in there. Now, as far as the announcer goes, there's actually one other thing I wanted to take a look at, and I'm going to couple this with a couple other voice lines. So, you'll hear this right here.
Let's begin. First, look up at the dropship above you.
Now, I don't remember a dropship in any game mode I've ever played in Overwatch. I mean, you have the Sandcrawl and you have the flying ships that you get off of, but I mean, dropship and telling you to look up at it, that's very interesting. It could possibly be hinting at a new game mode. Not really sure about that. The reason that I think it may be hinting at a new game mode is also these two lines right here.
New hero level.
There's that, and then there's Winston saying this.
I've leveled up. Time to assign those skill points.
Now, as you know, Overwatch currently has no skill points. It has no levels. You start your character as it is. So, could this be a new game mode where you actually level up, where you can change your character in some way? It'd be interesting. These could be holdovers from testing. They're just still in the PTR. You know, we don't know how the game's built and how hard it is to take in or take out or put in new files. So it could be something that there's no longer used. It's just an artifact, but it's kind of interesting nonetheless. Now, there is a couple other things in here that are kind of interesting in terms of new things. You've got this, which is going to sound a little awkward. Just bear with me. Now, that's not really a voice that I recognize, and despite what it sounds like, what I think it is maybe a new character being frozen by May. Let's listen again. It certainly sounds like somebody who's very cold, and that would be indicative of them getting hit by May's freeze attack, so that could certainly be what it is. There's also, I believe, a reference to Sombra in here from Reaper, if you listen.
Just like old times.
So I would be willing to bet that that is Reaper talking about Sombra, talking to Sombra when you load into a map with her. There are a lot of character interactions like that already in the game. There also seem to be a lot of just kind of really interesting things. It seems like they're going to be changing or adding to the communication system, both from the characters themselves and for the players as far as the in-game wheel goes. So if you listen to Widowmaker and Farah right here...
I know you're there.
There's a hidden enemy here.
So almost all the characters have a line about hidden enemies. McCree has got one as well, which sounds a little bit like this.
No, I can't see you, but I know you're there.
And then as for the actual communication wheel, it seems they may be adding in some ways for us to tell teammates that aren't on voice comms, hey, you know, take out this character, do this. And, you've got this.
Take out this target!
Tracer saying take out this target. So maybe being able to call for, you know, say a backline harasser like Tracer is actually attacking your backline, then you can tell your team, hey, take out this target. There's also this one from Zarya, which seems to be another line that might be added to a wheel like that.
They are forming up for an attack.
So it seems to tell you that they're forming up for an attack, so kind of interesting. And then the other thing that makes me think we're getting some more game modes and ways to tell people where things are is this.
Alert. Weapons discharge detected in Ordnance Bay.
So all those communication bits coupled with the announcer talking about a dropship in an Ordnance Bay kind of makes me think we are getting a new game mode, maybe with a bigger map or, you know, multiple objectives that you have to watch out for. And these are ways for you to tell your team, hey, the enemy's here, they're doing this in the game, and the announcer will tell you, hey, you kind of need to get over here and maybe take a look at this area. So it seems like we might be getting a new game mode out of that, and that would be pretty nice. There's also a few little seasonal things. We're going to hop into just kind of some funny things that are in the game. So you've got some Halloween references. You've actually got Genji talking about his Halloween costume.
My Halloween costume? Cyborg Ninja.
And you've got Tracer here.
Oh, scary.
Almost all the characters have some type of Halloween line, so that's going to be fairly interesting. I hope we have Halloween skins for them, but it's nice to see that they're going to have something kind of fun in there anyways. And then you've got a couple other little things. Maybe another indication maybe of a new map, but also could just be a Tracer line with her going,
God save the king!
God, her accent grates on my nerves sometimes, but yep, her talking about God save the king. Also, you've got a few things about basketball from Reinhardt here.
Just like Dirk Nowitzki!
In fact, there seems to be a lot of Reinhardt love in this PTR mining. You'll also hear this.
Hole in one! Ha!
So I think that's him talking about basketball again. And then there's also a couple other, and I'm just kind of taking these as they go, guys. That's why it's part of this seems a little disjointed. there's a couple weird lines. A couple people have these. It's Reinhardt and Winston, the ones that I'm gonna play right quick. You have this one right here.
Ooh, I wonder what I got.
So Winston saying he wonders what he got, and then Reinhardt.
What magnificent treasure is this?
So speculation, and I kind of tend to agree, is that for some reason this is them opening or responding to opening loot crates. So maybe you can choose like a announcer voice for menus. I don't know, or maybe they're just randomized. But you know, I wonder what I got. That really sounds like Winston reacting to an opening of a loot box. And last but not least, we just have a couple things that were kind of funny. They're not really indicative of new game modes or anything. They're just kind of cute and really just more building out of character. You know, just kind of having a little fun. Right here, you've got this one.
No fair, you cheater!
Diva calling somebody a cheater. You've got Tracer one, where she talks about things being a bit dodgy. Not sure what that one's about.
Bit dodgy, don't you think?
Yeah, Tracer, I think it is a bit dodgy. Not really sure what you're talking about, Tracer, so maybe a little explanation would be good. And you've got probably one of the best ones that's in here is Reinhardt just doing this.
It was worth it!
Let's listen to that again.
It was worth it!
I really, really hope that's Reinhardt screaming that as he takes somebody off the map with his charge. That would just be the best thing that they could have done with that. And last but not least, I'm going to leave you guys with a Roadhog line. I know we've covered a lot in this video. It really does seem like there's a lot of indications for new maps and a very serious indication of a new game mode with the dropship and a couple other things. So it's going to be interesting to see what comes out. And Gamescom is coming up pretty soon, so if they were going to unveil a German map, I think that would be the time they would do it. But in the meantime, let's let Roadhog take us out.
So much drama going on in the LBC. It's kinda hard being Road HO single G.
That's right, Roadhog, you speak it.
So much drama going on in the LBC. It's kinda hard being Road HO single G.
Like what you saw? Click subscribe so you don't miss anything. Or click on one of these other videos.